Looky what we have here. Skadoosh. Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming. And yes, oh yes, we have a lot to review here. Magic just dropped like 38 cards. All superhero villains. There you go. Captain America, Super Soldier, 3-drop, legendary creature, human soldier, hero. First strike, Captain America enters with a shield counter on him. As long as Captain America has a shield counter on him, you and other heroes you control have hexproof. I mean, that's pretty cool. That secret lair is probably going to implode. Yeah, possibility. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let me know which one's your favorite. Let me know how close you think they came to their abilities, portrayed in the comics and movies. Flying, Vigilance, Indestructible. This is the Sentry Golden Guardian 4-drop human hero. When the Sentry enters, target opponent creates the Void, a legendary 5/5 black horror villain creature token with flying. Indestructible, and the Void attacks each combat if able. That's pretty cool. Flying and Indestructible. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Here's Quicksilver, Brash Blur. 101 red mana. Legendary creature, human. Do I have to say legendary creature? I hope they do this for Mortal Kombat. That's all I'm going to say. Mutant Hero. If Quicksilver, Brash Blur is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with him on the battlefield. It's got haste. Power up for 5. Put a +1/+1 counter and a double strike counter on Quicksilver. Oh, okay, dokie. Only do that once a turn, though. That's pretty legit. Reduce the cost by his mana cost if he entered this turn. Oh, I see. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. This one I'm not familiar with this. I don't know who Moon Girl is, but I do like the art. I'll say that. 3-drop, human dinosaur hero, and I do like dinosaurs. And I also like rollerblading. And I like girls. So yeah, I think I like this card. Whenever you draw your second card each turn until end of turn, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur's base power and toughness become 6/6 and they gain trample. Whenever an artifact you control enters, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Man, Magic is so powerful, man. Like I'm an old school player, guys, and let me tell you, power creep's a thing. The Coming of Galactus. This is a mythic saga. 5-drop. Oh boy. Destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. And that second and third saga. Each opponent loses 2 life. On its last, create Galactus, a legendary 16/16 black elder alien creature token with flying, trample, and whenever Galactus attacks, destroy target land. Oh my god. Is that necessary? I mean, man, in a game of in a game of Commander, I think yeah. Otherwise, wholly overkill. Oh my gosh. It is a 5-mana saga. This is pretty freaking powerful. I'm not misreading anything, right? There's no drawback to that ginormous creature you created. Holy crap. Hope you have enchantment removal. Super Scroll, 4-drop, flying, and I like these kind of cards where they have, a bunch of different abilities, all different colors. It's all black to bring it out, and then flying. Scroll Shapeshifter Villain. For 3, create a 0/4 colorless wall creature token with Defender. For 4, Super Scroll gets +4/+4 until end of turn. 5, Super Scroll deals 4 damage to target creature. Oh, okay. And for 6, target player draws 4 cards. 4/5. Wow. I hope you got something that makes all your lands different colors. I'm watching Troy, by the way. Anyone a fan of the movie Troy? I paused Troy. I've watched it only 20 times to do this. That's how excited I was. Dr. Doom, 6-drop, legendary creature, human scientist villain. When Dr. Doom enters, create 2 3/3 colorless robot villain artifact creature tokens named Doombot. And as long as you control an artifact creature or a plan, we're going to learn about plans, I guess, in a moment, or a plan. Dr. Doom has indestructible. At the beginning of your end step, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So many things built into one. Big 6-drop. That's a mythic. Oh, man. Thunderbolt's Conspiracy. 4-drop enchantment. Flash whenever a villain... Are we going to see Flash? Do we already see Flash? Whenever a villain you control dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. That creature is a hero in addition to its other types. If a creature with a finality counter on it would die, you exile instead. Justice, like lightning. Okay. Baron Helmut Zemo. Human noble villain. See, this is cool. You know? This is cool. The Spider-Man thing, not so cool. This is pretty cool. Whenever you cast a black spell from your hand, Baron Helmut. Can we call him Helmut? Is it Helmut? Helmut? It's probably Helmut, right? Helmut? Zemo connives. And it has boast, exile any number of black cards from your graveyard with 15 or more black mana symbols. Exile any number of black cards from your graveyard with 15 or more black mana symbols among their mana costs. Copy those exiled cards. You may cast up to 3 of the copies without paying their mana costs. What are we doing anymore? These are the cards you got to be afraid of. Hope you got a graveyard removal. You know, like hope you got graveyard exile in your deck. But these are the kind of cards that break games. You know, the ones that you can just slap a bunch of creatures down and win the game for free. Atuma, Atlantean Warlord. Got an uncommon. Other merfolk you control get +1/+1. Whenever 1 or more merfolk you control attack a player, draw a card. For each instance, that can get out of control. I bet the professor is going to like that one. Namor, the Submariner. Mariner? Mariner? 3-drop, legendary creature, mutant, merfolk, villain, flying. Namor's power is equal to the number of merfolk you control. Okay. I like the star. Stars never go away. Card number 69. And he's wearing a Speedo. Kinky. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana symbols in its mana cost, create that many 1/1 blue merfolk creature tokens. Oh, the professor's going to be delighted. Whenever I hear a merfolk, I just think of Brian. You know, really cool. Well, we already went through all of them. That's not all of them, is it? Let's find out. But wait, there's more. Doom reigns supreme. Enchantment. Here's a plan. 2-drop. Whenever a villain you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Put a plan counter on this enchantment. When the 5th plan counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it. When you do, target opponent exiles the top 5 cards of their library. You may cast up to 2 spells from among the exiled cards without paying their mana cost. Can we stop it already? This might be the first time I buy some cards in a while. You never know. Yeah, never know. Bruce Banner. David Banner. 1-drop. Got the double X right here. Tap. Draw X cards. Activate only as a sorcery. So if you're new to the game, you got to pay both those. You got to pay both X's separately. Yeah. And then for 6, transform Bruce Banner. Activate only as a sorcery. Here comes the Hulk. Incredible Hulk. 8/8 big boy. Reach and trample. So neat to see the Hulk on a magic card. As it would be Cabal or Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Raiden, Melina, Katana, Jade. The list goes on. Shao Kahn, you know. Reach. Trample. Enrage. Whenever the Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him, and there is an additional combat phase after this phase. Pretty brutal force. I like that. And here is World War Hulk. 5-drop. It almost looks like he just has 1 big foot, like he just has 1 leg. You know, almost. Saga. The next red or green creature spell you cast this turn can be cast without paying its mana cost. Wow. That's fun. But I mean, it costs 5. And green's already cheating out creatures left and right anyway with the ramping. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Here. Choose target creature you control until end of turn. Double its power and toughness, and it gains trample. That's a nice finisher. I dig it. Okay, let's see what else we got. Here is some alternate art for Mr. Bruce Banner. And there's some alternate for Captain America. I'm a big fan of what they did here. The comic book layout theme, I think that's really cool. There's Chaos Warp. Pretty legit. Yes, we want more. It's so cool. The Coming of Galactus. Straight out of a comic book, man. Straight out of a comic book. I'm digging it. Yeah, everything about this. I have no qualms. No complaints. Ephemerate. That is one dope ass looking ephemerate, I must say. I wonder if that has like special like maybe the galaxy foil or whatever. I'm sure there's going to be some new special treatment for these as well. If anyone knows what it is, if they have announced that, let me know. Extinction event. Hey, I have that. A fan sent me that. I thought it was pretty cool. There you go. Choose odd or even. XL each creature with the mana value of the chosen quality. I mean, you could build a whole deck around that right there. You sure can, Billy. Force of Vigor. That is seriously silliness, man. The art is captivating here. The Incredible Hulk, big boy. But you know what? Like, I mean, this is cool. I'm not going to downplay that. It is cool, and I'm not trying to say anything bad. But the only bad thing is if you're playing someone new, this is all this is confusing. You know. If they're like, can I see that card? Like, what am I looking at? You know, there's so much going on. Harbinger of the Seas, there you go. Non-basic lands are islands. Heroic Intervention, pretty cool. I think, in my opinion, they captured the superhero villain theme pretty well. Is that a flip card? No, it's its own independent card. So there's multiple heroic interventions, probably many heroic interventions. What a good card, though, to use if you're going to have several of them. You know, like the variants are crazy. There you go. So there's 3. I'm sure the rarity on them varies. I wonder what the most scarce is. Horn of Greed. Toot. This is fun. This is seriously a silly fun set. You know, like when I have something bad to say about a set, I talk shit. When I want to give praise, I give praise. You know, and I 2 thumbs up for me right now. Lord of Atlantis, and I'm not even a person who grew up huge in the comic books and Marvel and all that. Like I wasn't big on it. I maybe read a couple comic books when I was younger, you know. But I didn't get crazy with it. You know, I didn't fall into it too hard. I fell into Magic instead. So, I mean, that's where I was at. Widow Making Infiltrator. Yes, that looks sick. 2-drop. That's Dothy Voidwaker. Oh, Voidwalker. I always say Voidwaker every time I come across that card. Nice art, though. And World War Hulk again. Really slick. And that's the end of that one. Wow. Moving on. Human Torch. 4-drop. Legendary creature. Human Hero. This is slick. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, Human Torch gains Flying, Double Strike, and Haste until end of turn. And whenever Human Torch attacks, you may pay 4. If you do, until end of turn, whenever he deals combat damage to an opponent, he deals that much damage to each other opponent. Nifty card. Very clever. The Thing. They really spared no expense here. It looks like they rushed Spider Dork, and they really put a lot of work into this set. Why they did that? You know, they should have kept Spider-Man its own like little subset, which they originally planned to do. But then they changed their minds and rushed a standard set out. Like, I don't know why they did all that. Whatever. There's The Thing, though. I'm sure you guys have read it already. Pretty neat. Mr. Fantastic, 3-drop. Legendary creature, human scientist hero. Vigilance and reach. I would assume these are going to be commanders, maybe? Yeah, for the commander, because like the symbol's different. Probably, right? Probably. Vigilance reach at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you cast a non-creature spell this turn, draw a card, and then for 4, copy target triggered ability you control twice. You may choose new targets for the copies. Love the art. Invisible Woman, 3-drop. Yeah, this has to be the commander stuff, right? At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a 0/3 colorless wall creature token with Defender and Reach. Whenever you attack, you may pay 4. When you do, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature you control. and can't be blocked this turn. See, all these are okay. None of these are like over the top. That's how like I know it's like they're all going to be commanders, you know. So not too shabby there. Well, I must say, what a bang up job so far. There's Elektra, Deadly Assassin. I don't think we saw Massacre Girl in that stack. So there she is. This is from the actual Wizards of the Coast page. That other site I was on was Polygon, which is pretty good for you know, news and all that new stuff coming out. Cool, Elektra right there. Heroic Intervention times 3. So I guess this is going to be one of the chase cards as Horn of Greed, from my understanding. So yeah, fun little meme there. I think we covered them all. This is going to be cool. What are you guys' thoughts? Let me know. I want to hear about it in the comments. This is going to be a lot of fun. Even if you're not a fan of Supervillains Suite, I'm more excited for this than I was the Avatar or Spider-Man. I mean, the Avatar thing, I didn't really follow, you know. I know quite a few of you did. Cool. I just wasn't happy with the screenshots, the screen grabs that they used for some of those cards. I think it was kind of silly, but overall, the set's not, I guess it's not doing too bad. But this set looks pretty fun. And yes, I'm overwhelmed with Magic as well. But excited for it. Let me hear about it. What do you think? Favorite card? What are you hoping they print? Let's talk about it. Skadoosh.